turning rocks, finding all sorts of lovely, wonderful things. All sorts of wonderful things. Looking for some bait. What sort of crab is that? Body is about the size of a 5p piece, and it's got some massive claws. Any ideas? Anyone? Anyone able to shed some light? Whoop. And what sort of crab that is, weird, please? The wonderful. The slimy. Wait, calm down. There we go. Tiny little mouth. So you want to let us focus? There we are. Wait. Or not. Now it's spin it round on me. Butterfish. There we go. Look at that little one. It's actually a good sized one, that. I love foraging under the rocks for bait and crabs and worms and all sorts of bits. Good forage. You come across all sorts of little creatures. Look how small its mouth is. Wait. Right, let's leave it be. We'll get back into there. We'll put a bit of weed with it. I've got a special one to show you now, if it'll let me. Now that there is a cool little creature, which is wiggly. There we go. Stay still. Pipefish. Little pipefish. Tiny little mouth on these. Believe it or not, some people catch these on a hook. Must be a microscopic hook. Very cool fish. I did drop a bigger one down here somewhere. There it is. There we go. Look at that. A little pipefish. Very smart creature. Another cool find. Let's put it back. Watch this one swim now. Or not. Come on. So for my efforts, I've got 2 peeler crab, 1 proper chunky one, that's ready to use, 1 small one, and an edible soft crab. Very good selection of bait to go amongst the rest of my bait. Good evening everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Wales, welcome back to my home country. Thank you for tuning in. As you will have been aware from that little bit you just seen at the start there, I've just been looking for some crab. I managed to find a few crab, nothing much, still a bit early in the year, but we're going into the 1st of April. Spring is in the air. It's now 8 p.m. at night. The sun's going down behind me. The girlies on the beach are filling and we're chasing bass. So what I want to do during this video, guys and girls and everybody else who's watching, is show you some fish. That's the plan. Show you some fish. But not just show you some fish, show you the rigs that I'm using and a couple of reasons behind them. Show you some of my bait collection from last night where I was out collecting bait. Hopefully going to be an educated video, or a video that will help educate people that are new to sea fishing, people that are coming into the spring now and wanting to get out on our beaches fishing as the weather gets nicer. So first of all, I'm going to show you one of my rigs that I've got that I'm going to use tonight. I'm going to use 2 of these rigs actually. I'm going to be fishing 2 rods. One rod that I'm going to be using is going to be the Evolution Match GT. GT standing for the glass tip. And my other rod that I'm going to be using tonight is my Pendulum two amazing cracking rods. So back to the rig that I'm using. Let's talk about the rig. The rig that I'm using has a 3-foot body of a £100 breaking strain. £100 on the beach, you may think, is heavy. Off that, I've got two snoods, £70. Yet again, very heavy. I have put a pyramid lead on this, but it won't be big enough or strong enough for where we're fishing. Now that explains why I'm fishing so heavy with my body. Now I always fish a heavy rig body anyway, and the reason for me fishing so heavy with my snoods tonight is there's a massive tide pull here, especially on this evening's tide. We're still in the 33-foot sort of size tides in Old Money, big tides. So the rig is a loop rig. Now a question I get asked is, where do you buy your rigs from? I tie all my rigs myself. I gotta be honest, I don't enjoy tying small clip down type of rigs like 3-hook clip downs, but I do tie them myself. I have had the odd occasion where somebody has tied some for me, but I do tend to tie them myself. Back to the rig in present that we're using tonight is the loop rig. How does the loop rig work? Now I hope I'm going to be on screen to show you this. The loop rig is a 1 up and 1 down style of rig. Now on the bottom one, which moves up and down, I have it running freely, but I have a crimp about 4.5 inches away from the lead. That's to stop the swivel going all the way down to when I've got a grip lead on and stops it tangling, or it helps. Again, using the heavy hook lengths helps me with stopping the tangles. With a lighter hook link, what happens is it gets kinked dead easy and it spins in the tide and it all like scrunches up and gets tangled up, where the heavier hook snood in a fast flowing tide doesn't get tangled up. The bottom snood is 3.5 foot long. Now you're thinking, how's he fishing a 3.5 foot on a 3-foot body? Simple. 8 inches on this one away from the hook, I have, excuse me, I have a cascade swivel. That there takes for the top hook. Now what I'm going to do is the bottom one, once baited up, will clip onto the splashdown clip. Hopefully this will be clear enough. If not, I'm going to do a video of this part back at home for you to see. I was hoping to be here in the daylight, but I got carried away looking for fresh crab. The top snood then clips into the cascade. Everything is nice and pinned down tight, ready for casting. Aerodynamics is important for your distance casting. The gully that I'm fishing in front of me, the closest gully, you got the gutter at the bottom of the stones, then your closest gully is about 55-60 yards. Then you've got a bit of a sandbar, a further gully which is at about 110. To be hitting that gully, you need aerodynamics, everything pinned up nice and tight for your cast. On the impact of the water, the bottom clip unclips, everything goes down, and we're fishing a 1 up, 1 down. Hopefully that will be clear enough within this video. If not, I'll take you back to the shed, I'll do a clip, put it in for you to see. So we're on the beach, guys, we're targeting bass tonight. Set up now, I'm going to show you some bait collection from last night, how I go about collecting some of my baits, and some of the fun that you can have when you're out collecting baits. So I'll show you that clip there now, I'll get set up and I'll bring you back in a little bit.
Go, 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 go.
Hey! Ah, jump out and bar! Big one, boys. Proper worms. Sit on.
Yeah.
Hon have one. Go on.
Mana cara, come on.
All family fun. Yeah. Go, quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Way! Hey! Tingin natin yung salan eh.
Dad, gusto ni kamera.
Edi pumpio, ti'n gwasgu ben o, gadael i gyts allan, gyts out, job done, gyts out, in the bucket. Hwna eisiau gytio. Hwna dwi'n ei wneud. Ffrindila?
Yeah.
Hang on. Takala, Teddy. Teddy, speak, Mum.
Go on, Teddy, quick!
Teddy.
Way! Okay. Both rods are now ready to go out, baited. One rod has, on the top hook has ragworm, bottom hook has blacklug. Other one on the bottom has blacklug and razor clam. Top hook has blacklug. As you've seen, I collected the bait fresh last night with the family, guys. So you can make it a family affair. Enjoy it with the kids. The kids absolutely loved it. Now, please don't ask me what beach it was, because that is something I won't reveal. For a few different reasons. One, because I need a bait supply myself, but the main one is greed of people. People can be greedy. We took more than I would usually take, but the kids were having fun. That's no excuse. But we took enough razor clam yesterday to see me through the whole of 2025. I pumped a few blacklug for tonight's session, 50 in total. But greed and people would just go and absolutely demolish the beach. So for that reason, that will be kept under wraps. As you can see, I have made myself a lovely fire for a cozy night under the stars. Now, if you're going to make a fire on the beach, guys, it's not something you can do on every single beach. But on this beach, it's quite remote, out of the way. It's a fair walk. There's plenty of driftwood to make a fire with. But what I want to say is, make sure before you leave to make sure that fire is out. Get a bucket of water, pour it over. If you haven't got a bucket, get a carrier bag, fill it with water, tie it, and just put it, watch because it will blow, but put it onto the fire dead quick, and that'll put it out. Throw some stones over it, cover it up, so there's no chance of a wind getting up in the night and setting the local gorse bushes or something on fire. So a little bit of a safety aspect there. The fire's just comfortable. It'll light the rods up enough so I can see them. Unfortunately not yourselves, but so that I can see them. I'm alone, so it makes it cosy, makes me feel at home. A little bit of comfort and a little bit of fishing. Well, I just lost my first bass. Wasn't a big one, about £2, maybe £3. My own fault. So proper, I was literally just texting a mate, and the rod just went bang, 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 bang. Anyway, threw the phone down, wound into it, feel it thudding away, reeling in, shock leader not. Now if you know me, I fish an extra long shock leader because I fish on the rocks a lot. I've now shortened it because I should have done that before starting, but I fish an extra long shock leader. The reason for that is because I fish alone on the rocks a lot. It allows me to get to my shock leader faster so I can handball fish. Now I'm on the beach, so I don't need a long shock leader, but I need it to take the abrasion of the cast. So anyway, reeling in, gets to the shock leader knot, and I've got a clump of weed. I could see the bass. Now I should have walked back slowly and pulled the bass up the beach, but no, what did I do? Put the rod down, go to the top of the rod and take the weed off. Obviously I give it slack line and lost the fish. So rods are back out, reset. Come on. It's not the best conditions for bass fishing tonight, by the way. It's flat calm. We've got an offshore wind. On the beach, it's better to have a surf 80% of the time. Some beaches fish better with a flat sea, but this one does like a little bit of a bump on it. But it's flat calm. But look at that, I've got a fire on the go. The stars are above me, the rods are out. Gives me an opportunity to have a chat with you once again, bring you with me. I've got absolutely nowhere else I would want to be in the world. Yes, if I could have anything, I'd have my kids and my wife here with me. But at this present moment in time, they can't. They've got school tomorrow, etc. So I'm here alone, living the dream, enjoying the fishing, bringing you along with me for the chit chat. And I'm not alone, because you're not with me. That smoke has turned a little bit and it's coming in my face. Whew. So the fishing is very, very quiet. I always knew it wasn't going to be a prolific one tonight. It's not always about catching the fish. Sometimes it's just about sitting on the beach with a fire under the stars, enjoying the fishing. I'm getting smoked out here. I'm going to move a little bit. I'm going to be stinking tomorrow. There we go. Hopefully I'm still on screen. So yeah, I always knew the fishing was going to be slow tonight. Flat seas, but we're right at the top of high water now. So there's still a chance. When it turns for 2 hours of the ebb, there's a chance that something might happen. But it's strangely quieter than I thought it would be. So what I've just done now is I've just put a tope rig on, a pulley rig with a bite wire, with a whole sardine wrapped in a large Kamari squid, and I've fired it out at distance. The ratchet is on. It'd be amazing if it screamed off. It is very, very too early, really, to be honest with you, for a taupe. But I'm seeing it that quiet out there. It's making me think, is there a big shoal of predator fish out there patrolling up and down the gully, putting the bass off? I've got lovely bait with me, fresh ragworm, fresh razor clam, fresh black lug, couple of fresh couple of fresh crab. There are either no fish there, or there is a taupe or a pack of taupe running up and down the gully. So I've put a taupe bait out there. We'll see what comes of it, but very, very quiet at the moment. So I think during the video we've covered a bit of basis about rigs. We've covered a bit about bait digging. I can't remember what else we've covered, to be honest with you, but hopefully we've covered a few bits. And like I keep saying, guys, if there's stuff that you want to know and you think that I might know the answer or might be able to help with, please put it in the comments. I like to interact with the comments. I love the comments and the interaction. So yeah, put it in the comments. Just put my fire out. It wasn't a blank. It isn't a blank on the crab. Well, look at that. A small schoolie bass. A really small schoolie bass. The target fish. And you wouldn't believe how this was just happened. A few minutes before, literally a few seconds before this happened. Well, we're down to that one last cast. Last baits are out, and unfortunately we're going into another blank tonight. But that's fishing. That is fishing. I know some people don't post blank videos, and somebody actually said to me a couple of weeks ago, "God, you never seem to blank." I do blank, but I don't film every time I go fishing, and I don't post just the ones where I catch. We all blank. It's fishing. There's no promises within fishing. But it's been a grand night. I didn't actually just come here for the fishing tonight. I came to relax under the stars, have a fire, enjoy the night, and hopefully to catch a fish, but that wasn't to be tonight. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one. In the next one we're going to talk about tides and pressures and winds and go into a little bit more details about that one. So I hope I see you there, guys. So yeah, look at that. Small schoolie bass right on the end of it. Mission accomplished. On the not best conditions, but a lovely schoolie bass. Not a big one, not even in size. It's got a nasty scar on its side there. Not sure what's had hold of it, to be honest. It actually looks, yeah, I'm not sure what's had hold of that. It's got a nasty scar on its side. We're going to get it back. Little schoolie. I'm happy with that. That's just finished the video for me. There's only one thing left to do. There's only one last thing to do. Well, there's a couple of last things to do, which means pack up completely, but an important one to do. Well, I say, keep safe, guys, keep fishing, and keep chasing them dreams. Make sure that fire's out. Smoking! Time to pack up.